Hey everyone, it's Dirk. Welcome to Build Interactive Social Networking Apps. This is a sample chapter from the course. For more information and sample chapters, please visit me at developerinspirus.io/social. Hey everyone, it's Dirk. Welcome back to the course. Starting from this video, we will start learning how to design our app in Sketch. In this one, we will learn to draw the home screen of our interests app. So here's how the home screen will look like after this video. We will learn how to create a new screen for iPhone, and on the top we have a status bar. On the bottom we have the background image and a blurry view. We have some buttons on the screen, and we have two card views as the interest view, as an interest. Right? And each card view consists of a featured image, the background, and the title for that. Alright, so let's learn how to create this home screen by creating a new file. So I will go File and New File. Okay, so I'll move it out of the way. Alright, so here's our new canvas for Sketch. Every time you create a new file for Sketch, you have a canvas like this. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to show you the basic structure of the Sketch. Some of you who are designers already know that, but I think developers, they are may not familiar with this. So here's the Sketch, and on the top we have some of the tools that we need. Like we want to insert something, we insert some layers, some shapes, some text, image, things like that. Or we can group some elements or ungroup some elements. We can create it as a symbol. We can zoom in, zoom out of the canvas. And here's some more of the tools that we want to use later on. And this is a mirror option. With this mirror option, you can have an app from Sketch, and you can prototype it right on your phone. And here's some other views. You can show the rulers, you can show the grid, things like that. Okay. So on the left hand side, here's the project Navigator Bar. I'm not sure how the designers say that, but for me, developer, I say it's a project Navigator Bar. Okay, all the layers, all the shapes, text, things like that will be on this, and the hierarchy of this is just like the storyboard in Xcode. On the right hand side, we have the attribute inspector. Whenever we select one element in the canvas here, then we can inspect some attributes in this attribute inspector. We have the position, we have the size, transform, opacity, blending, fills, borders, shadows, and the blur. Okay, so first let's get started by creating an iPhone 6 canvas. I will do that by clicking the A button, and then you will see on the right hand side we will have some options to choose from different iOS devices. We have iPad, iPhone 6 Plus, iPhone 6, and the previous versions of iPhone 6. And we even have the Apple Watch, two versions of Apple Watch, okay? And other things like we have web design, material designs, iOS icons, Mac icons, and paper sizes, things like that. So let's create an iPhone 6, and you should notice that on the iPhone 6, the size in Sketch is half of the size in iPhone. So later on when we export that, we should export in 2x and 3x for iPhone 6 Plus. Okay, so when I click onto that, I have an iPhone 6 canvas, and let's zoom into that. You can use your trackpad, the pinch to zoom, or if you use a magic mouse, you can press Command, hold Command, and drag it up. Okay, or you can use this tool. So here's a blank canvas for iPhone 6, and we are drawing the home screen. So over here, I will double click onto that, and I will name it home screen, just like that. Okay. All right. The first thing I want to do is I want to show you how to create the background image of this. So I will press. I want to have a rectangle, or I want to have an image. So over the insert here, I want to have a shape, and I want to have a rectangle. So let's drag into that, and you will see that the cursor will change it from the arrow into this one, and we can drag it like this. So we have an rectangle. So let's say we have this rectangle, and it has some properties onto that. We have the position, we have the size, we have the transform, radius, things like that, and we will go over that as we need them. But right now, I don't want to have the borders. So let's uncheck the borders, and you will see that the borders, this line of 1 pixel of thickness, it will go away. Okay, that's that. And now I want this one to be filled with an image. So over the fill here, I would select that one, and you see that we can change different colors for that. So let's say I want to change it to like this, and we have different colors, and later on we'll use those things. But right now, let's choose the 5th one, which is called the pattern fill, like this. Okay, so I choose that one, and it has an option for me to choose image. So let's choose the image, and I prepare some images for you if you'd like to use those. But if you don't like, you just need just choose the one that you like. Okay, there you go. We have an image. But as I choose the image doesn't look quite right. Well, why is that? Because it just zoomed in very big. Okay, it says the title here. So I want it to have the property just like the UI image view in Xcode. Alright, in Xcode, UI image view has the property called aspect fill, right? So I choose the title like that, and I choose fill. Let's choose fill, and then this image is filled very nicely. And let's drag it to those borders like that. Drag those borders so it fills the whole screen, and you see that the image still fills very nicely, like that. Okay, let's move on to create a blurry effect. All right, so let's create a rectangle just like that. Press R and then drag it out like this. Uncheck the borders, and then make it to those borders. Okay, those corners. And then in order to have the blurry effect in Sketch, very simple. There are 2 steps. First, there are 3 steps. First, you create a rectangle, make the size that you want. Second, you make the opacity of the field to be 0. So I make it to be 0 like that. Next, and then you see nothing is here, but it's because it's completely opaque. Next, I want to have a click into the Gaussian blur and choose the background blur. So choose background blur, and there we go. We have a blur effect very nicely. And then this is the amount, make it 10. You can choose any amount of blur you want, but let's make it 10. Okay, so 10. There we go. All right. And I think I go pretty fast right now, but because I think this is just like drag and drop, just like Xcode that we, whether you are developers, you must be very familiar with that. Whether you are designers, you may be familiar with Photoshop or AI, things like that. And even you are maybe even more familiar with Sketch than me. But let's go along, okay? Alright, so maybe I think we should name these layers or these items elements. So for this one, I call it background image view. So later on, maybe we can refer to those in storyboard and know what do we need, because we will implement this app. And next, I want to have the blur view, background blur view. Okay. And there we go. And maybe I want to group this. So this is a great chance for me to show you how to group multiple elements. So I will select these 2 elements, and over the group selection, I will group selected layers. And here, I just double click and maybe can do it background. Okay, just like that. Next, let's create the status bar. Well, there are several ways we can create this status bar. One way, you can go to Google or Sketch resources and find out anyone who do the status bar and copy and paste that. But another faster way is we can just go to File, and new from template. And then we will go iOS UI design. This one is a template that Sketch prepared for us. It has some of the elements in iOS, things like the status bar, which is what we need right now. We need, maybe later on you want to use the bars. You can absolutely configure and customize these bars. We have the navigation bars. We have table view. We have customized table views. We have the segmented controls. We have text and some other buttons and like the selection, like that. Okay, so right now let's focus on this one. Just copy, select and copy that and move back to our project. Copy it here, paste it here, and move it to the top like this. So let's move it to the top. Okay, so we have this status bar. It looks very nice. If you want to change the text of it, you are welcome to. Okay, all right, next let's create an the button. We have a discover button over here, so I will have an insert, and then we have some text, or we can press T and then we type something. So here I will type discover, just like that. And now I want to change this one over here. Want to change the color into white, so let's make it white, and the size make it 17. Okay, light is fine. Oh, I have to choose the whole thing white, and size is 17. Okay, but you notice in the mockup I have kind of like a glass over here. So let's create that. But you can create it using some of the shapes or some of the I think like, what do you call over here, vectors or line something, pencil, I'm not sure. Okay, but one quick and dirty way is you can just copy this one, this glass over here. Okay, go back to that and copy this glass, and you have to double click several times, just like this. Okay, it's called the search, and then copy it. Okay, just copy that and then paste it over here, and then we can configure that to be filled with white, and I want that the width to be 17 and also the height to be 17. And one thing I want to show you is the size and of the width and the height here is it has in the middle it has a lock, and when this icon is locked like this, it means that the aspect ratio is maintained whenever you change either the width or the height. So if you unlock that, if you lock that, then you change the width, Sketch will change the height according to the aspect ratio. If you unlock that, the aspect ratio isn't carried. Okay, and then I want to move this. Let's move that to here. All right, and I want this from the from this glass, the space between this glass and the corner, the border of the view to be 16. So how can we know that? Well, in this case, it may be like this is the very left mode. We can change the X position, but one way that is very beneficial to us later on is that we can hold the Option key. We hold the Option key and we mouse over to some of the elements. Then we'll see that we have the distance between this view and its neighbor views. So over here we have 12, and then I will click the right arrow, then we have 16, and for here let's make it 8 to the status bar, and also from the discover let's make it the baseline, and then here to this just 4. Okay, so this is 4 the distance. All right, it looks pretty good. Okay, next let's before I dive into showing you how to create the card view of each interest, I have a challenge for you. Let's create the new interest button right down below, and just create a new interest button. And about the profile button, I will show you later on. Okay, so let's pause the video and create that. Alright, I hope that you pause the video and do that. So now I will do it very quickly with my prototype right here. So I have a new interest. I will move it down a bit right down here. And if you wonder where is the plus sign, again, I will go back to this and find out where's the plus sign. I think there's somewhere over here. Okay, so we have the plus sign over here. So add is called add. So let's copy that, and then here I will have that. And again, change the fill to be white. This size, let's make it 17. Okay. And again, I want this from this to that is 16, and from the bottom is also 16. And here, let's make it 4. Okay, there we go. That's our new button. All right, so let's move on to create the user button. All right, and you see that in the markup we have a circle. The image be a circle. So let's go over insert and the shape. We have the oval, or we can do the O button. Click O and make it like that. And I believe I do it width and height to be 20. So width and height to be 20. And again, I want to lock that to just to make sure. And don't want the borders. I want to change the fill image. Choose the image. Okay. And let's choose some image. I think I have some profile image somewhere over here. Sample profile image. And choose someone nice. Okay. And again, I want it to be filled just like that. Okay, and maybe just type some name like Evelyn. Okay, and 17 is fine. So from this to that, I want 16 and also 16 to the borders. And here, let's make it just 4. I think it's 4 is fine. Alright, let's move on to creating the card view of this home view for each interest. So the first thing I want to do, maybe I want to reorganize this a little bit. So I will select the search and the discover and group that into this cover button. And the oval and Evelyn to be grouped into the user profile. Okay, and the new interest and the add button, group that into the new interest button. Okay, let's move on into the card view. So in order to have the card view, the first thing we will need is the rectangle or a background for that. So I will have a new shape, right? We'll have a new rectangle, and that rectangle will serve as the background. So I will press R, and there we go. And then for this, I think that we should do it 300. So the width, let's make that 300. And the height, let's make that 410. Okay. And then I want to change, I don't want the border for that. And again, the fill, let's make it white. Okay. All right. So, and then I will move this into the center, just the center Y, right? Just the center Y, and I want the space from here to there to be 16. Okay, that's good. Next, let's make this so that the border of this, the corner radius of this to be 10, so that we have a very nice rounded corners. So we can just click that one and then over the radius. So we have the radius here. Let's make it 10. And you will see that this one looks very nice. And again, for here, I will change the name to be maybe the card view background. Okay. And then I want to have a featured image for this. So let's create that. I will have a rectangle. And let me check what is the size of this. It should be 326. So I would do it like that. The height to be 326. and I actually want this from here to here to be don't have the borders, and actually I want from the space or the distance from this featured image to the bottom of the background image of the background view to be 82. So right now it's 84, so if I do the math correctly, then the height of this should minus 2, right? So it's 326. And now one very great way in this is maybe like from the start we're at 326, right? And if you don't like to do the math, then Sketch is really fun at this, because you can do minus 2 and press enter, then you can have 324. Okay, I find this very, very funny, very helpful actually, because a lot of time you want to, like, maybe this one has a half of the size of that, or one half of the size as the other view or layer. Okay, so that one is very helpful. Now, so you see that on top of that, this one it has the rounded corner, and this one we just lay on top, but now the rounded corner is gone because that one is a rectangle. It doesn't have the rounded corner. And again, if we think that we can do the radius to be 10 right now for that one, and it looks cool on the top, but in the bottom you see that it still have the rounded corner. So what we want to do now is just the radius of 0, but we want to edit each corner. So I will zoom it like that so you can see it very clearly, just like this. Okay, and then I will select the background image, the featured image, and over here I will choose the edit. Okay, click edit, and you see that those corner has the circle, little circle over the corner, and when I select that one, it will be highlighted. Okay, so it's highlighted, and then I can change the corner. Then we can change the corners to be 10. So let's choose it 10, and you see that just this corner alone has the radius of 10. And then next, let's choose that one to be 10. Okay, so I hope that you choose that. So it's 10 like this. All right, so let's zoom back again. There we go. There we have just that one to be 10. Looks cool. Okay, next let's choose an image for that. Where's that? Maybe I should do that. And the image is where's that one? I think. Okay, and then the title to be filled, just the field. Okay, looks great. Alright, so there we go, our very first home screen, but we're still missing the title. So let's have the title. I hope that you remember how to have the title. Just press T and then we have the title like that. And now I want to do traveling. It's still white, so choose that to be black. Okay, and then let's do that, traveling around the world. Okay, and let's make that 21. Okay, and on the top I want it to be 16, on the left I want it to be 16, and here maybe we should simulate that we have two different lines. So I press enter. Okay, just like that, so we can simulate that this one supports two lines, and in Xcode later on we will do it like it will shrink down the text if it's over two lines. That we have a property for the label, don't worry about that. Okay, so I think we got something wrong here because this one is 20. I want it to be 16, so let's make it 16, and here is 20. Okay, so this one should have +4. So let's, okay, you see that we just did the math wrong. It should be +2, not +2, -2. So there we go. So it's 16 on the top, 16 on bottom, 16 left. Okay, maybe you want to do 16 on the right, but it doesn't matter in this mockup, in this sketch mockup. Okay, all right, next let's create a little card view over here so that we can see that, like in the mockup we have another card, and we can swipe it. Okay, so maybe over here, I just want to experiment this, as I want to have a little bit shadow for the card view. So let's choose the card view background, and over here the shadows, let's choose the shadow, and you see when the minute I click into the shadow, it has a shadow like that, and I don't know if you like it or not. So let's choose white to be just 1 and blur to be just 2. It's a little bit it looks good actually. Yeah. I think it's look good, and maybe later on we can do that in our project as well, because it can like make the card view stand out, right? Yeah, I like it. Okay, I hope you like it too. If you don't like it, then don't do the shadow. And again, if you don't like the shadow, just select the card view over the shadow, just uncheck that one, and we don't have the shadow anymore. So I want the shadow. And again, you can do more shadow, but shadow is a great way, to my knowledge, shadow is a great way for designers and developers to make a view, an element in your design to stand out. And that's a great way to do that. But if you do it too heavily, then it doesn't do any good. It will shrink down your performance. It will make it looks bad. Tons of bad things will happen. Okay, so for this one, let's change this to be the featured image. And let's choose 3 of those, and I will group them into the into a card number 1, okay, or interest card number 1, like that. Right? Looks good, right? All right, so let's create a new one. But for this one, we want it to be a little bit tricky over here, because I want it to be really small. So let's do a rectangle, and I think the height is 14. It's close, 14. Okay, and like that. And now over here, from this one to that one, I want it to be the width, the distance from 2 card view to be 16. So right now it is 21. Maybe you cannot see that on your screen, but I can see it on a little bit on my screen. It's 21. So I want it to be 16. So 21 minus 16 is 5. And then for this, the width must be plus 5. Okay, and you should do whatever you need to do so that we have this one very close to that, and we still have 16. And I don't want the border like that. So yeah, it's pretty good now. All right, so next, we can use our edit again, because we just want the corner for that, this corner and this corner to be routed, right? We don't want that corner to be routed, because it will look ridiculous, right? Because our view, it will way over that, and then so this one is rounded. So let's edit, click edit, select that one, rounded corner to be 10, select this one, rounded corner to be 10. Okay, and again, let's choose this, the fill to be white, come on. Okay, and where is mine? Okay, so here's, I uncheck that and click into it again, and then we can do the shadows. Again, white is 1, blur is 2, just like that. It has a little bit of shadow. Okay, and then let's choose an image. Okay, let's do that again. A rectangle has the width of, let's see, what's the width? 43. So this is the width of 43. It's close, 42. 43. The height of this is 328. 328. Oh, 328. Just like that. Okay, and again, don't have the borders. And how about you do it yourself with this corner? Okay, let's pause the video and do it yourself. So I would do it like this, just do that. So it's gonna be 10 like that. Okay, it looks great. Now let's have the image to be like this. Choose an image somewhere like that. Let's choose a nice one. That one is nice. Okay, we can just see a corner of that, but it's fine. It looks colorful, it's fine. Okay, and now let's have a text. Maybe we can copy that. No, just do it straightly like that. Maybe we can type something like, yeah, like that is fine. Let's make it 15, 16, and again this is 16. Okay, and maybe you don't want it to be that. Okay, and let's delete everything. Can do P. No, that's fine. Okay, or I'm going to like CA. Okay, I will do CA. I don't know what it is, but it looks fine. Okay, just because this is just the markup, remember that. Okay, we want to do it quick, we want to do it nice, so that we can see if this project is possible for us to develop and it's nice to develop. Okay, so there we go. Here is our home screen. Congratulations on doing this. You have been doing very good. And now in the next video, we will start designing a new screen. And until the next video, I see you. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching this sample chapter from Build Interactive Social Networking Apps. I hope that it is of great help to you. This is a course I designed to help developers learn to design and make prototypes, start developing beautiful apps with great care for design in mind, help designers to start making their own apps. One important part of this course is the foundation for you to connect your app to the world by using Parse as a backend service. For more information and sample chapters from the course, visit me at developerinspirus.io/social. Till next time, go out there, learn new things, craft your ideas, and contribute to the world.